I heard sound in neighbor's backyard, and then I looked out, and he was fucking standing there. It was
Oh
so
my
scary.
fucking
It was
god.
so scary.
Well, I had fun on my iPhone last night. I fell asleep watching The Muppet Show and looking at cars on Facebook Market, and then I went to sleep, and then I was doing my investigative research on estate sales because I still don't think they're real, and I still have not figured out how to find them. But I really want to go to one before I leave town. Like I'm like really determined.
There's
to go
probably
to
like a
one.
website that's like estatesales.com.
No, there literally is, but it was made in 1942 and it literally functions like for somebody who only reads newspapers. Like if you really look at it, a lot of those old websites are based on newspapers, and I've never read a newspaper in my goddamn fucking life, so I have no idea what to look for. I like don't know how to navigate that with my eyes.
The only time I ever like use okay, so when I was younger, like Lone Star News would have like field trips, and we would go and see how like newspapers were made. Do I look big today or something? Like, why do you keep looking at me?
Oh, I'm looking at your belt, and I keep thinking about how I have those two belts that I ordered that don't fit me, and I need to return them, and I already put in the exchange, so I'm getting sent these other belts, and I'm probably just gonna get charged for these belts.
My
because,
tummy
like,
hurt.
What?
But we would go on field trips to like see how newspapers were created, and it was really sick and really exciting for me because it was like giant rolls of paper, like fucking massive. And then the other time I ever read a newspaper was when I took Silly Putty, and you would put Silly Putty on the newspaper, and you could create a stamp and lift the ink and put it on the thing. And I did that.
I think I did that with
my
magazines.
I did that with my newspaper article about me winning the art show, because I was like, oh, I'm so different. Like, I don't.
You are
keep this
different.
shit.
You're like doing collage shit. Other kids are like outside playing, like,
I was
and
doing
enjoying life, and you're
mosaics.
inside, like,
Doing mosaics.
playing with ink that probably had lead in it.
I did mosaic one time. The one and only time I did mosaic. I like was cutting the tiles, and like I was making this like design. I don't know what the fuck to call it, and there were
mosaic.
tiles like all over the floor.
That's called.
And there were tiles, like cut tiles all over the floor, and
Yeah.
like I was moving around on my knees, and I sliced
You
my knee
fucking
open.
dumbass.
No,
Why do you-
it was bad. It was
Did you
to
have
the
like
bone.
jeans on at least?
No, it was shorts. It was to the bone. I
You-
was literally like 10 years old.
Why were you doing mosaics and playing with glass at 10 years old?
Because I was just an artistic
honestly,
being.
no, it goes to show what, like, where were your parents? Like,
Yeah,
actually,
no,
why were you having
actually-
no guidance?
No, actually, where were my parents?
No,
Mom, where were you? No, she was helping me. But
well, it's funny you went to a newspaper factory because the only factory they took us to as a kid is we went to Krispy Kreme.
back
we
at
did-
it again at Krispy Kreme. Back at it again at Krispy Kreme. The fuck? Why did you not know?
That's not it, right?
Oh my god.
Isn't it
That is it.
Is it?
Yeah, it's that dude who's like back at it again at Krispy Kreme.
Oh, for
He
some
does
reason I
the
thought it
flip.
was a different
Because
franchise.
the whole funny thing is, like, does he do that all the fucking time?
Yeah.
Like, why is he in
That
there
is
flipping?
one of the. I think that is like Magnum Opus Vine for me. My favorite Vine is that one specifically because of the amount of questions you have after that one. And I bet you thought we wouldn't steal a bus. We stole a bus. And I just recently watched like a dissertation video on that video, and then I found out that she made a video telling the story of how
I
her and her
need to
homie.
see
Yeah,
that.
it's really sick. But yeah,
I also
what you
need
don't know-
Kay and Collie come get your juice, but I don't know
Yeah.
their names. That's my
Kim and
biggest
Colin,
thing.
come get y'all juice.
That's my biggest thing is, like, I don't know what the names are. It could be like Kim and Colin, like Kay and Colleen. Like, it literally could be like so many names, but because I can't see them, I literally was gonna do this thing during COVID. I don't know if you remember. I was like writing down a bunch of vines that I felt like had so many questions to them, and I really wanted to be on my investigative journal shit and hunt these people down and know what happened after, like, how did that happen, why did you do that, who had the idea, and all these things. But I have the brain of a
Mastermind.
no
I have the
of-
mind of, what the fuck was I going to say?
I don't know.
We need to bring them onto the podcast one. But what was I starting? Oh, the thing about the Krispy Kreme video is it never actually happened. Why do you
Shut
keep
up.
looking at me?
I'm looking at your
You're
shirt.
making me insecure
What? I'm
about my body.
You literally have the most graphic t-shirt on that you've worn in like the past 4 months, and I'm just looking at the design on it.
It's also the same shade as your skin.
So you kind of just look naked.
Looks like you have a huge nipple on the front of your chest. And also your hat is like the same.
Oh my God, Kai, you're going in.
Can you leave me the fuck alone?
It's
Sandy
not bad.
shoes, sandy
It's not
fucking
bad.
bottom, soggy bottom, bitch.
Why do we have to bring up the shoes?
You're
again?
a dusty, saggy, soggy bottom.
I really can't believe there's video of your shoes like actually turning to dust on
they,
camera.
the sand spilled out. It's really, really jarring. It's really, really crazy.
It's not bad. It's just you look naked, and I think it's a good outfit, but you look naked.
Okay, and it's not bad that you're a soggy, dusty bottom. I never said that was a bad thing.
Okay.
But yeah, we went to the Krispy Kreme factory. That's where they took us. They didn't take us to like a newspaper factory, a magazine factory or something. No, they fucking literally took us. Also, it wasn't even the factory. It was the Krispy Kreme store that all of us had already been to in our life. And they took us there and they had the windows and had us put on little hairnets and go stand outside of the window. We didn't even get like a VIP experience. We got the same experience you got when you went to this Krispy Kreme, because this was one of the Krispy Kremes that had all the clear windows so you could see the machines making them and everybody making the Krispy Kreme donuts. So they literally just took us to fucking Krispy Kreme and had us pay $15 to the school to take us to fucking Krispy Kreme.
That is crazy. Do
Which
you
is
remember
actually
going?
such a scam, because everybody, like, someone made a really funny TikTok where it was like, why are plane tickets so fucking expensive? Bitch, you're already going that way. Just let me get on. Like, stop being fucking stingy. And that's literally how I feel about the fucking field trips. Every kid, like 50 kids don't have to give you $15 to cover the bus charge. The buses work for the school. That same bus is taking me home after school. Like,
It's all a
I'm
big
already
finesse.
getting on the bus. Like, why are you taking $15 from me?
And you have to bring your own lunches and shit.
I know, it's
That's
insane.
Crazy. At least feed me. And then like the stress of having to get your fucking
your paper
parents'
signs
signature.
I would fake the fuck out of that signature.
I was
from a
never brave
really
enough
young
until I
age.
was like in high school. Like I wasn't brave enough to like forge my parents' signatures.
I think
but
as a kid, I didn't understand that like forging a signature was not only immoral but a crime. But in my head, I was like, why am I gonna have this conversation with my parents? Like, no. And I would just sign it. Also, I would always forget. Like, I would constantly forget, because if I turn my head from something, it no longer exists if I'm not like having my eyes on it. So I would always forget. And then the morning of the field trip, my teacher would be like, or like the day before the day of the field trip, she'd be like, all right, last call, like, who has your field trips? And then I would just forge my dad's signature.
That's lit. That is lit.
Yeah.
That's really lit.
Oh my God. Okay. Like, you don't sound like you think that.
No, it's just like cool that you would just commit a crime like that, like fraud, but like whatever.
I was like, I didn't realize.
I don't know. I just don't find that shit cool. You know what's crazy is when I was like 14 or 15, there was like a vine made of me. So I had just gone to a rave that night. I was like 15. I was 16 because I drove there. And I went to this rave in Dallas and I snuck out and I was not supposed to be there. And my mom and my parents like knew I was going to these raves, but they didn't know what I was doing at this rave. Like I was always like good at like being like,
They thought
I'm
you were
not
just
doing drugs."
dancing.
Yeah, they thought I was just having a fun time. But no, I was doing Molly at 16 and ruining my brain. Don't fucking do that. It's the worst fucking thing you can ever, ever, ever do to your brain. And I'm not kidding. Don't do what I
We're perfect
do.
examples of that, because like, just look at me and it's like, whoa, gorgeous, really grew into that brain. Then look at him and it's like, whoa, something went very wrong.
No, there's definitely holes in my fucking brain. I don't know if that's real, but the fucking molly worms milled into my brain. Millie walked into my brain.
What the fuck were you saying? Where's this story
okay,
going?
so I went to this rave in Dallas and I did Molly at the ripe age of 16 and it was the worst thing I've ever done. But we still had to get home and I was like the only one that could drive because everyone was also twacked out and I was just like, fuck it, like I'll do it. And like drove an hour and a half, an hour and 45 back home. Like I was driving hella slow, very safe. It was, I'm genuinely saying like, this isn't me trying to be cool. Like this is not chill. This shouldn't have happened.
Do not
like,
do this.
Do not do this. Like it's one of the worst things I've ever done. But then I got home at like midnight and one of my neighbors were throwing a party and I went to this party and, in the bathroom, like me and my homies like went to the bathroom and they started doing really, really bad things. And I was like, okay, that's where I draw the line. I'm not going to do that. And while we were in the bathroom, they were cops started banging on the door and busting the party, and like they filtered out the house and they didn't go into the bathroom. We were like, oh, we're good, like we just have to camp out here for like another hour and we're good. And then they started banging on the bathroom door and they were like, get out of the fucking bathroom and all this shit. And we were like, no, like we're gonna stay in here. And then my homie like threw the bad shit in the toilet and flushed it. And the cops were screaming like, don't flush the fucking toilet, why are you flushing the toilet, like all this shit. And then we all three like came out and they were like, what the fuck were you doing in there? And we were like, oh, we were just like chilling, like we were hiding, we were just like trying to get away from you guys. Well, this was a party of a bunch of minors with alcohol, but I had just gotten there and I wasn't planning on drinking because like I know like the reactions that causes in your brain. It's just not good. It's very neurotoxic. And I was like, if I'm going to do one neurotoxic thing, I'm not going to fucking do two and ruin my brain even further. So I was just like, I'm going to chill. Well, the cops took all of us outside. There was like probably 40 of us out front. And they put us in a big circle and it started to rain and they started breathalyzing each and every single one of us, like all in the circle. And I was the only person that blew zeros because I didn't fucking drink that night. And the cops were super sus about that. And they were like, why did everybody else blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, I didn't drink. And then like as I was blowing the second time around, a kid was recording me and uploaded it on Vine of me blowing zeros. And like everybody in this circle like celebrated and was like, fuck yeah, like just going crazy. And that's kind of my story. And then the cops, when they were going back around reading everybody their like breathalyzer numbers, they switched mine with this girl and they said that I blew numbers and everybody was like, he just blew fucking zeros, like why are you trying to like, and they were like fighting. And then I was like, I'll blow a third time if I fucking have to, like I didn't. And it was just like this big deal. But then he was just like, okay, go home. And I just got in my car and drove home. Or no, we walked there and I got in my car and walked home. Yeah.
So that was your victory story. But it's funny because you still did drugs. So like, if
Well,
I was there,
drugs are
I would have
cool.
snitched on you.
Drugs
Personally.
are cool. Drugs are really
If
cool.
I was there and
actually.
I was drunk and I knew you did Molly, I would have been like, yeah, he blew zeros because he did fucking Molly. And then we would have never been friends.
Well, no, like the thing was like, you know, the story, the show Euphoria, that was written about my life. I was actually in the writer's
Oh my
room.
fucking God, that
And
makes
that's
so
why
much
I'm
sense.
in the third season.
Yeah, that makes I mean,
yeah.
like, being in the third season and being the janitor that's, like, in the background at the school, like, I don't know that, like, I wouldn't put that on my, like, IMBD or anything, but it is still a feat to be on camera with some of the biggest stars in the world.
I just
Yes.
don't have
lines. You don't have lines.
but like I'm still on screen sharing the screen
Yeah.
with Sydney Sweeney.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's cool, but I don't know that I would brag about that because,
okay.
like,
Yeah, you'll be saying that once I get my royalties check.
of 3 cents.
Yeah, 3 cents a month for the rest of my life. But we were talking about that yesterday. That like we're actively witnessing like the Robert Downey Jr., the Leonardo DiCaprio, the Scarlett Johanssons of our generations. Like
I was gonna say, you better
formed.
name a woman because you're counting up.
Oh
on
no, I
that.
got the girls.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
The girls.
Yeah,
are
we're
my back
literally
pocket.
watching the Hollywood Renaissance happening, where all the like
The shift.
stars we grew up on are just like moving on and kind of moving out. Maybe not by choice because they're all like obsessed with still being famous, and it's like, dude, if I had the money you had, I would like shut up and never be on camera again because like I don't want to watch you on screen anymore. But that's just my take.
Also, you're
and I'll
fucking
probably have a
creepy.
different take by the time that like I like if I ever get to be on camera like that, I'll probably do it till I'm like 88 because I love attention at that point. So I should shut the fuck up. But it's crazy, like seeing all the new faces, and it's crazy like. I'm one of those faces because I'm actually in The Idol.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm the big finale. I shouldn't be saying that. We have to cut that.
we have to cut that.
I'm the big finale. It's just me. I don't play a
well,
character.
I'm also in.
It's
Stranger
Lily's
Things.
character is like decompressing and like she's like, whew, hard day being a pop star, and it's her in bed and she's watching my YouTube videos. Yeah,
Nasty.
because it's her comfort. It's my old vlogs, her comfort video.
I don't know if I would want to be tied to that.
I mean, that's what you say until you see my royalties. See, I have real royalties. there.
17 cents.
Should I read the crazy thing that I wrote that I don't remember writing yesterday? Or like this, I remember this is I said this into my phone. So also Siri is fucked up and can never understand what the fuck I'm saying. So this probably has a million typos, but it's a really long paragraph that I just like went on a tangent over. I said, there is no better feeling than derealizing for 5 hours on the couch to any media I can get my hands on to any media I could get my hands on to overstimulate me for that time. And then after those 4 hours, getting up and realizing I can move my legs and like move my whole body. And it just gives me this insane adrenaline rush because it's a reminder that I am alive after being gone from this planet for 6 hours. So I blast a song I really like and I dance around for like 2 minutes. And then as the song's coming to an end, I start realizing that I have nowhere to go to dance like this. So dancing like this in my house is just not nearly as fulfilling as being out in the wild or being out at a club and dancing with other people and then going back to overstimulating myself because I just can't get that kind of joy that I had for 2 minutes and that I'm seeking in this moment because it usually happens around 3 p.m. anyways, which is brave of me to even say because that would insinuate that I wake up at 9 a.m. or something, but I haven't woken up before 11 p.m. in like 9 weeks and I think I'm going to kill myself. So I said all of that into my phone last night alone in my bedroom.
Something is seriously wrong with you.
Yeah.
Like there's something really odd.
Someone out there knows exactly the feeling I'm talking about.
No, I fully relate to that.
So it's like something's wrong with you because I wrote that for people like you. I don't have those feelings. I just wanted to monetize and profit off of weird people like you who have that feeling.
Yeah, mental health is sexy. Like, mental health is like a thing that you can sell now. So
yeah, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Mental health is weird. Taking care of yourself is weird.
The commodification of mental health.
The ossification of mental health.
Okay, well, this is one of the notes that I have. I can look at a guy or girl. We you know what I'm saying. Like, we don't discriminate here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Finish your sentence.
And I can look at a guy and a girl and know if they have stinky private parts. I can just tell. It's like a sixth sense. I really can just like look at you and know like if you're like a little stinky down there.
I would agree, but I would even say that it's kind of hard because some of the most like clean and well put people I've ever met, you find out that they have really not lit hygiene. What?
I know someone.
Yeah. Like you can like you get down to the bottom of it and it's like, damn. I would have never thought that if I saw you outside. Like, but that's it. And then there's a lot of people who like fake practice good hygiene. They don't got that. They don't have that.
Actually, I don't fake it.
Because you just don't do it.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Wait, you did something crazy. Oh my God, Drew showered twice yesterday.
Yeah.
Something is happening.
I showered at the gym and then I showered last night because Enya was smoking cigarettes and blowing it all over my body and it was in my sebaceous glands and it was just like I could smell it faintly and it was just awful.
He'd rather smell like fucking methamphetamine from his puff bar than cigarettes.
Yeah, I literally...
Actually, I've never smelled meth, but some of those puff bars is what I assume the smell of someone doing meth
Josiah's smells like cat piss. Like, unironically smells like cat piss. And, like, I'm not the only person to tell him that. And when he smokes that, like, I can
What
find
flavor does
Josiah,
he have?
I don't know what it's called.
Is it the red and...
orange one?
Orange?
Yeah, I can find him, like, in the house based off of the scent of cat piss following him wherever he goes.
Drew is sipping on watermelon sour peach today, if anybody was wondering. We should do your flavors of the day.
Yeah, watermelon
but
sour
I guess that's
peach.
going to end because since you're quitting.
In a week.
I think when this episode comes out, you will have quit already.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is very big news. And
we'll see.
We also 2 days ago, watched the Apple Vision unveiling. And I wanted to get your tea on that. I wanted to know what your thoughts are.
My thoughts? It's annoying because, like, we just have such, like, not such opposite thoughts, but I think everybody knows that as much as I rely on technology and social media for my livelihood, I just have so many grievances with it and disagreements with it. And... I don't know. I fall in this in-between place. I remember I got into a really crazy argument with my ex over surveillance and how I just don't care for surveillance. And I kind of still feel like that, but there are certain things that I think are crossing the line. And once it starts to feel super inhumane, the idea that I'd be wearing this thing